ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Brothers and sisters, good to see you again after today's khutbah. I wanted to share with you some thoughts for tonight's khaatirah. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Qur'an about the purpose of fasting. Right? Very basic concept. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, kutiba alaykum as-siyamu, kama kutiba ala alladhina min qablikum, la'allakum tattaqun. Let's break this down. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, O you who believe. Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressing all of mankind? No. Is he addressing the nations that came before us? No, he references them later on in this verse. He's addressing whom? You and me. Right? There's no exception to the rule. If you call yourself a Muslim or a mu'min, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing you. Not the person next to you, but you. This is a task for you. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Kutiba alaykum as-siyam. Fasting has been prescribed upon you. Okay? Is this the first time this is happening? Is this a new experiment? No. كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. It was prescribed to people before you as well. So this is a working prescription. What's the point of this medicine? لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Perhaps, maybe, and the scholars say that when Allah says لَعَلَّ, it's certain. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So maybe, perhaps, you will attain taqwa. You will be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will be mindful of Allah. You will get closer to Allah. You will fear Allah. You will seek refuge in Allah. You will love Allah. All these different meanings go into the word taqwa. And actually, I'm 31 years old. I've been married for 6 years now. I learned a new dimension to the word taqwa after I got married. You know, who's in here married? I'm going to pick on the husbands a little bit, okay? Wives, you know, you do your own thing. But I'm going to pick on the husbands. How many of us are married?
A lot.
That's it? Where do they have married people? 2 hands? Allah yastur. Okay. Something that I picked up when I got married was that if my wife does not like for me to do something, even though I like to do it if she's not around, I avoid doing it. Right? But and now that I know that my wife doesn't like for me to do it, I avoid doing it. Okay? If this is the way or the attitude I have with my wife, what about the Lord of my wife? I'm going to go in the other direction as well. I'm going to address the sisters right now. I had this one sister, she went to my grandfather, Allah yarhamu. He was a sheikh. Sheikh Dr. Mustafa Taleb, Allah have mercy on him. She came to him and she said, Ya Sheikh, I want to wear hijab, but my husband, he told me not to. So my grandfather's response to him, to this sister, my grandfather's response to the sister was simple. He said, should you obey your husband or the Lord of your husband? Which is more important? Right? It's very serious. What?
The husband.
The Lord of the husband, right? So, in this exercise that we have in Ramadan, there's a beautiful psychological concept that happens. The first step in solving a problem is recognizing there is one. The first step in solving any problem is recognizing that there is one. And the Prophet ﷺ, he told us in a hadith عن أبي هريرة قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا كان أول ليلة من شهر رمضان صفدت الشياطين. That on the first night of Ramadan, the devils are chained up. ومردت الجن وغلقت أبواب النار فلم يفتح منها باب وفتحت أبواب الجنة فلم يغلق منها باب وينادي مناد يا باغي الخير أقبل ويا باغي الشر أقصر ولله عتقاء من النار وذلك كل ليلة. Prophet ﷺ, he said that after he mentioned that the devils are chained, that the jinn are restrained, the evil jinn are restrained, the gates of hellfire are closed and none of its gates are open, the gates of paradise are opened and none of its gates are closed, and the caller announces, O seeker of good, come near, and O seeker of evil, stop short. And Allah will save them from the hellfire, and that is during every night of Ramadan. So in this circumstance, in this environment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is creating a beautiful environment. Let's call it a center. Let's call it a rehab center. For the influences on you to do evil, to do bad, they are not on you anymore. What day of Ramadan is it today? Or rather, what's tonight?
6.
It's the 6th night. Tomorrow's the 6th day. We had the 5th day, tonight's the 6th night. We've been devil-free for 6 nights and 5 days so far. And I can speak for myself. I am still finding that some of my bad habits are still kicking in and I have to restrain myself. So what does that mean for me? That means that shaitan had an influence, a power over me that I allowed. Right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that shaitan does not have any power over you except from what you allow him. There is a power over that shaitan had over me that I let him, and I find myself in Ramadan, when someone says a word, like a trigger word, I want to just yell at him. I want to curse at him. I want to return the word. But what's going on here? Is shaitan provoking me to do that? No, he's locked up. It is in this critical moment that defines you. This critical moment when you are invited to do a bad deed and you want to go for it. It is in this critical moment you need to identify, okay, here is the problem. When you are invited to do a good deed and you feel annoyed. If Brother Majdi comes up and says, brothers, we need some funds to cover the operations and the expenses of the masjid, and you feel, this again. Right? When I come up and say we need money for food baskets for non-Muslim relief, or other organizations, they come forth and they say, we give you an opportunity to do some good, and for you to give your sadaqah, and for you to earn some hasanat with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and for you to invest in your bank of akhirah. We're concerned with Bank of America. We're not worried about Bank of akhirah. If you feel that annoyance, this is what shaitan has been working on you. When you're invited to do any kind of good, if you see your spouse or your child is hurt and you think, you know what, let them deal with it, walk away. Right? Instead of coming to them and offering some sympathy or a kind word, or just sitting next to them and not saying a word, letting them know that they're not alone in whatever they're going through. Any good deed you have an opportunity for, and you withhold and you say, you know what, I don't want to do that. If you find that opportunity in Ramadan, if this happens in Ramadan, that means shaitan has got to you. And the most important thing is for you to recognize that this is where shaitan has got me. And I need to take advantage of what's left of this month to do the good thing. And to withhold from doing the bad thing. Right? And this is the reward. And this is personal growth. When we analyze ourselves, what's our progress? How do we analyze what terms we are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Ask yourself, where was I last year Ramadan? Right? If you want, make a set of goals. It's still early in the month, it's not too late. Make some goals. What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish this Ramadan? Write down that list. And as you accomplish it, right, check it off. And wherever you fall short, that's okay. It's just a data for your analysis. And hang on to this data. And hang on to it until the following year. And set your goals just a little bit higher. Right? In our businesses, we always want to improve every year. Right? We look at the data from the previous year. We look at the sales we made. We look at the expenditures. We look at the budget. We look at what we did. And we say, okay, we did that last year. Let's see how it is this year. Why don't we do that with Ramadan? This is something for us to think about. And this is our personal growth. This is our chance. And I bring the point home, inshallah.
No, you could drink.
See, need a drink now. We had that earlier in the khutbah, I couldn't do that. Alhamdulillah. So what is the point of our existence? I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us about the point of fasting is لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Well, what about the point of our existence? What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say about our existence? Why we're here? Why we're walking on this earth? Why? وَمَا خَلَقْتَ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا to work? To raise a family? To?
Worship.
يَعْبُدُونَ. And by the way, everything that tells us in Islam, that tells us how we live our life, this is all لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Right? How we deal with our families, how we deal with our friends, how we deal with our co-workers, how we deal with our ethics, our morals, everything in our life. Islam does not leave any stone unturned. And so Ramadan is the perfect opportunity for us to hit the reset button to go back to our original purpose. So wherever you find yourself struggling, that is the moment in this month for you to move forward. Ya baghi al-khayri aqbil. Right? This is the chance for you to jump when you have an opportunity to do some good. Right? And when you jump, that means you know you did good. And that's when you know that you're doing better. You did better than last year. And make a note of it. And keep that note for next year. Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Barakallah feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah khair.